Hi everybody, I've got something rather special for you today. This is Great Fighbird from Brave Fighbird series. This is the twin pack of Fighbird and Grandbird. And this box is absolutely massive. Just to give you a size comparison, something I think most Transformers fans know the size of. It's just standard Hasbro reissue. This one happens to be Red Alert. And as you can see, the box is twice the height. It's nearly 3.5 times as wide. It's absolutely ridiculous how big this is. You can get these guys separately. Sonicon did release them on their own, but if you can find the twin pack, well worth it just for the box alone. Absolutely brilliant. Got some fantastic artwork on it. So I'll give you a bit of a tour around that. So this is the back of the box. A lot of Korean writing on this, obviously. But up here we can see that's Grandbird in his robot mode and in his shuttle mode. That's Fighbird and his jet mode. And this side is the combined mode. That's Great Fighbird. Not a lot else to say on the box, really. It's all, like I say, in Korean. Can't really tell you what anything says, but yeah, nice pictures. So we'll get this open and have a little look. So inside the box, it all comes in this nice plastic tray. What I will say on that is, don't be clever like I was and try and hold it by one end, because mine snapped just there, big crack in it. The sheer weight of this thing, it just can't cope with it. So as you can see there, we've got the two figures and all the accessories. Okay, so inside the box we've got this sticker sheet. This one is from Fighbird, I believe. Now I did buy mine second hand and the other sticker sheet is missing. So this is the only one I can show you. But just looking at it, the doesn't seem to be any tears on it or anything, so I'm assuming whoever put the stickers on didn't have too bad a time with it. Also we get some instructions. This one is for Grandbird. Black and white instructions, all in Korean. All unfolds. That's just for Grandbird. I think the combinations on this one. Nope, that's just Grandbird. Double-sided, nice big sheet. Also we have, just get them out of the bag, this is Fighbird's instruction sheet. That's just for Fighbird there. A little bit smaller this one. Yeah. And finally, came with this little catalogue. I've seen these before. I think this is the same one that came with my Dryas figure and also my Thunder Baron. Yeah, Fighbird, Great Fighbird, Grandbird, that's Super Guardian. Forget the names of these guys. On this side, oh that might be Super Guardian. Yeah, that is Super Guardian. Thunder Baron and Dryas there. So these are all from the Fighbird line, which was possibly the second series of Brave, I forget now. So we get these two little pilot guys. One's for Fighbird, one's for Grandbird, but they are, as far as I can tell, they're identical. These are sort of the Brave equivalent of Power Masters, only a little bit smaller. These are pretty tiny. And all they do is sort of fold over, form like an engine block. Yeah, both of them just the same. So they're the pilots. I don't think they have proper names. We also get some missiles. These are for Fighbird. We get two there on the sprue. And we've also got the other two loose. Just your basic plastic missile really, nothing fantastic. We also get this chrome sword. This is Fighbird's. It's actually quite small really when you think think of how big these bots are going to be. Yeah, at least it's chromed, can't complain about that. We get this little power-up section for Fighbird. It's got some nice shiny bits on there. You can clearly see that's going to be a robot head. Got these 2 missile launchers, those are for the missiles I've just shown you. There's a little cockpit there, the translucent blue window. It doesn't open or anything, but underneath you can see the clips where it's going to attach. And we get these 2 gun pieces. These are Grandbird's weapon, and these connect together. I think it's that way on. Give you a sort of cannon. And we get a second power-up section. This one's Grandbird's. Again, you can clearly see the robot head there. Got these little rocket pod things. They don't fire those. On this one, instead of having a window, it's just got a sticker for a window, which is a bit inconsistent really. And again, on the bottom you've got more clips where it's all going to attach together. So that's all the accessories. So this is Fighbird. This is his jet mode. It's pretty big. It's a hell of a lot bigger than a G1 Seeker, I'll tell you that. It's bigger than Jetfire. Can't think of any other big jets off the top of my head, but this is huge. It does have an opening cockpit, and we can take one of those little drivers and sit him in. Close him up like that. You can clearly see there's going to be back of his head. Got these little guns that slide out. There's also some more guns there. If you want to put them up, you can, I suppose. It does come in the box with these folded down, just so it'll fit. But they do pop up. You might notice on the back these are clearly going to come some feet. These they don't go any further down than that, and that's for a reason. That's due to the combination mode. That's something Andy mentioned in his video. He thought his was broken, but I can assure you, mate, it's not. Underneath, we've got a little landing gear there. And underneath, we've got some more. Get rid of those. So we can give this jet mode a power up. And what we do is we take this section, and it'll just clip over there. And sort of lock into place. We've now got some missile launchers on there. And these can go back out the way if you don't want to be using them. Yeah, it does look a bit silly. A bit Power Rangers-y really. I think it's the gold and red that does it. But it is what it is. So there you go, that's those. And now we can just unclip that and get rid of it. So that's the basic jet mode. So on to the transformation. What we're going to do is take this section, flip this round, and we take these and just sort of move them out the way. And if we pull this, this comes all the way around and locks into place. Sorry, no we don't, we move this first. There's his head. Just lock into place there. And take these sections, just flip these all around to the back. That gives us a pair of legs. Pop the feet up. So we've now got it in a standing position. So moving on to the top half of the figure, we can take these sections and fold them back out the way. And then these bits will just pop open, and these will clip in at the back, lock it in place. Nice click on these, bring them down, and we take these sections and flip them up. You can have them angled, you can have them straight up, you can have them pointing out, whatever you want. I prefer them like that. We've got some elbows there. On the inside, a little tab gives us some hands. This one's, as you can see, it's a little bit loose on mine. So that's basically the top half of the robot. He does have a little guns underneath there, which you can flip round for a sort of attack mode. On his legs we can also pop these guns out again and then bring these down for some extra artillery. Does look a bit silly, I know, but yeah, it's just a sort of play feature. See some sticker curling on mine. We'll just get rid of them for now. You see in his chest he does have this little hole. What you can do is slot these guys in and they'll just clip in there. They're a pain to get back out, so I'm not going to push them right in because I don't want to snap anything. There is one little feature still to show you. We can take this section and as it stands we can just clip it in onto his chest like that, and then when we pull this down, flips up his head. You can see he's got missile launchers there. So what we can do is put these little missiles in these launchers. Now what I will say on this is when these go in, they don't half come out with some force. And also, it's so powerful, the springs come out with them. So just be very, very careful if you're going to launch these. I actually lost one of the springs for a good 3 weeks, and I was gutted because I just got this set. But I found it again. If you do lose the springs, the missiles don't go back in very well. So we'll give them a bit of a launch and hope for the best. You can see they're pretty powerful. So there you go, that's Fighbird. One half of the great Fighbird team. He's actually the smallest half and he's about the size of Metroplex already. Giving him his sword there. So that's him armed to the teeth, ready for battle. So we'll move on to Grandbird next. So this is Grandbird. He's a big white space shuttle thing. And when I got this guy out of the box I just thought, why couldn't Astro Train have been this big? He would have been fantastic. But back to this guy. He does have a little hole in him. We've got this little engine piece and it will just fit in there, but I'm not going to push it all the way in because that one's even harder to get out than it is on Fighbird. Give it a little tour of the shuttle. You see we've got the front bit there. You can see this big split down the middle of him, so that's obviously going to be part of his transformation. Got these guns on the side there, he's got some nice big wings. Unfortunately on the back you can see what's going to be his head, and even worse underneath you can see another head and a big piece that's going to be Great Firebird's head, or at least part of it. He's got these tail fin pieces. When he comes in the box these are flat like that, just so he'll fit in. Underneath, obviously we've got that obvious chest piece. There is a little handle so you can hold it and fly it along. Obviously my hand's quite big, but a little kid's hand would fit nicely under there. Got these landing gears, and we've got some more wheels at the back there so he can roll along. Other than that, he's just a basic big shuttle. As with Fighbird, Grandbird has a Powerup too. It's very similar. What we do is flip these bits down, make those flat. Then we take this piece, and this fits on about there. And that just locks into place on the top, he says. That's it, locked in, and we've got this big bit stuck on the back with some rockets. Doesn't really add much to it in my opinion, but that's about all that does. I'll just pull that bit back off again. So onto the transformation. What we do is We take this front section, just unpeg it, and these pieces slide out like that. Then we fold them round and spin them all the way around, and there's a little peg that fits in on the side of his leg. Just like that. Then we take these pieces and flip them around. Now those are his feet, and he's got proper clown shoes. So from there what we do next is just separate the legs slightly, and that allows us to slide them down. You lay them clicking into place. To get them to go back up we have to push these buttons, which unlocks them. It'll slide back up and down. These do actually come off, but that's part of the Great Fighbird combination mode. Then we take this piece and just separate that. You'll notice there is a big gap down the middle of him, but for his robot mode it sort of stays like that. Then we take these hands. This is quite a good little bit there. These lift up, they flip under, and they come back down. That forms his hands. These arms don't actually move at all, just the elbows, so he's pretty much locked into place. And finally if we lift that piece up, that gives us his head. So that's Grandbird transformed in his standard robot mode. We can then take this piece, which is his gun, and it'll just slot in his hand like that. Now Grandbird, like Fighbird, does have a pretty similar power-up mode. We take this section again, and it's the same position. We just lock these pieces in. They lock into his chest like that, and then we can pull this bit down, and that just flips the head up, and he's now got some rocket launchers on his shoulders. So there you go, that's Grandbird in his powered up mode. So side by side we can see that Grandbird is significantly taller than Fighbird. He's also quite a lot wider. He is a little bit less articulated. I actually prefer Fighbird out of the two, but we do have still one mode yet to come, which is the Great Fighbird combination. So to combine the two robots, we take Fighbird back to his basic parts, and what we do is we bring these down, get rid of the hands, get rid of the guns. Basically that just sort of locks in like that. Then we take these pieces out and bring them to the front, like so. The only thing we need to do with him is take these feet and just angle them downwards like that. And pretty much that's going to be the body. Everything else attaches around him. So we need to take Grandbird apart next. So with Grandbird we basically split him up into little bits. What we do is pull these legs out. They're on a big square peg like that, and that leaves us the body. But we're going to deal with these first. So these are Grandbird's legs, and what we're going to do is make them into Great Fighbird's feet. And how we do that? We take these top bits, push the button in, and they'll pop down like that. Then on each one we flip these bits over. And that now gives us two great big shoes, effectively, that we can stand Fighbird in. I remember before I was saying these need to be downwards. They're going to go into those little holes there, and it's going to lock in place. That little piece is going to lock into there. This can be a little bit tricky, but we'll give it a bash. So there you go, that's one on. And that's two on. So there we go, we've now got Great Fighbird's feet. So with this section what we need to do is open these sections and just bring those guns back to the front and clip them in place. And they're going to form the shoulder cannons, believe it or not. can split this section apart, and as we do each one we need to fold these back, and as we turn it we bring these upwards. Same on the other side, and they will go like that. So we've now got this section. Obviously there's a face at the back, but we do have this face on the other side, which will be Great Firebird's face, and we're now left with this bit. So this is where we're at with Firebird. We need to take this head and flip it all up like that. Now these arm sections are going to go in these holes here. What you need to do is just make sure they're gone all the way through. Turn it round, and these sections will now clip into place, and they'll just lock in there. If we've got it right, it should work on both sides. There we go. And we turn him around, bring out these sections, and now if we fold these down and spin these around, we've got some massive hands. And that is pretty much Great Firebird. We just need to clip that up, and you can see his eyes now. So that's Great Firebird, just about. You can barely see his feet because he's just too big to fit in shot and me still be able to reach him. Next thing we need to do is split this apart, and we're going to start making up his weapons. So to form his shield, we pretty much keep this piece as is, and we need to put this gun over those two clips. That'll just lock into place, and then that'll become a handle for him to hold it. Now believe it or not, this is still going to be a sword, and my only complaint with this is it's too small. Should have been miles bigger. But what we do is we take this gun, and that just slots in the end like that, as you can see on the back. And then we take this piece, which still has the firing missiles in, so we'll be careful. We bring all that round to the front, and this section will just clip in. There's a little clip and peg there, and it also locks in down at the bottom there. There we go, that's all locked in, and he'll hold it by that piece. It's a shame these bits don't move, because it would have sort of folded around his hand a bit. So that's his sword. So we can take his sword, and that'll just slot in his hand, just like that. And we can take his shield, and that'll go in just like that. And there you go, that is Great Firebird with all his bits attached. In his ultimate mode, he is absolutely ridiculously big. I'm not so fussed on the sword and shield bits, but you can still fire the missiles in this mode, which is good. Yeah, so you're saying, how big is this guy? We need a size comparison. Well, there's only one person that could possibly be a good size comparison for this guy. So I'll just go and grab him. So there you go, Armada Unicron. He's nearly as tall as him. I actually thought he might be a bit taller, but Unicron never ceases to surprise me just how big he is. As you can see, mine's pretty dusty and got a big bit missing off it, but you get the idea. So there you go, he's pretty big. So that is Great Firebird in his ultimate combination mode. A massive bot. Very nice plastic on it, even for a reissue. This is the best one I've got, definitely. So yeah, if you're going to get him, try and get the twin pack, I would say, because the box is just brilliant. It's ridiculous how big it is. Other than that, if you have to buy the two separate ones, it's still worth it. I'd say Firebird does have the edge over Grandbird slightly, and this one's a little bit too big to sort of do much with other than just stand there. But he's good all the same. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this review. I know it's been a long one, but there's a lot to cover. So this has been Luke with Great Firebird. Thanks for watching. See you next time.